The prize then is the result of pursuing the upward call, as Paul says, of God in Christ Jesus. This phrase is rich in theological significance. The term for call is klesis. It indicates, and this is Helps Word Studies, a calling used of God inviting all people to receive his gift of salvation with all his blessings that go with it. Now, if you're a Calvinist, you wouldn't use that definition because obviously God isn't just calling people. He's preordaining people and he's predestining them. But this is what the word means. God is calling. It's used of God inviting all people. God is not going to reject somebody for salvation if they want to be saved and they call on Jesus, okay?
But if it was a Calvinist and that you were just a done deal, there'd be no straining.
That's right. Why would you strain? Why would any of this apply?
It's like it doesn't matter.
Well, let's just take all that out. Let me just cross all of that out. Okay, and then I'll be a Calvinist and I'll have less work to do. How's that? Okay, it's just crazy.
It is. It's
okay.
Crazy.
In other words, the word call, Paul's word call itself signifies that a voluntary act of the will is made based on what God has done in Christ Jesus. Okay? It negates the here, I had this in the commentary. I should have gone ahead and checked that earlier. It negates the idea of being predestined as taught by Calvinists, which says that one is regenerated in order to believe. Okay, like I said, we might as well just take that out of there, and then our life will be so much easier in our teaching. We'll just say, okay, you're saved, you're not saved, now we can all go home. Right? It's so simple. I don't understand the thinking of these people, but whatever. Such an act would not require a calling, but God has done something in Christ Jesus which calls out for men to respond. This is, as Paul says, the upward call. Other versions say the high calling, the heavenly calling, and so on. The word indicates above. In this case, it implies heaven. And how did yours read again?
Heavenward.
Heavenward.
God has called me heavenward.
God has called me heavenward. Okay, so that's God calling, and he's saying that it's this way. This one says the upward call of God in Christ Jesus. So I guess it's kind of the same thing, but it's going at it from a different approach. Okay, so at least I see the difference now. The word indicates above. It implies heaven. It is the shout of, "Come unto me," which draws our souls to Christ, who is in the heavenlies, awaiting our response. This was Paul's greatest desire, and it is what wholly consumed him. It did not mean that he didn't stay active here on earth. In fact, just the opposite is true. He cleaned mud daubers off of lights, just as people in Sarasota, Florida will do someday 2,000 years from now. Okay? No, actually, I just added that in. I didn't put that in my commentary, but in fact, just the opposite is true. It means that he did all he could as an apostle, a teacher, an evangelist, and a Christian brother to accomplish the work set before him. His earthly life and walk was the set out course for this high calling. It is what would bring him to the prize resulting from his triumphant work. And we know